Hey guys, it's Autumn again. I figured I would drop in and talk to you guys. I obviously haven't posted a video in a couple days. I was having some difficulty with the editing software I was using. So I'll have some of my videos up later. I don't know if it'll be tonight or not, but I'm going to try my hardest to get them up as soon as I can. But in the meantime, I figured that I would let you know and talk to you about my first video I ever posted, which was called Stepmom Adult Adoption Surprise. If you haven't watched it already, I would really recommend watching it. It's a very fun and emotional video, I would say, so I would definitely recommend watching that. But I just wanted to give you a little bit more insight and information on how that worked, if you didn't know that already. Okay, so some of the information I wanted to give you was I asked Lisa, my stepmom, to adopt me on Mother's Day, and it was a long time coming. It was thought of for a very long time. She has been my stepmom since I was 3, so it definitely was about time that I've done this, and she wasn't expecting it at all. Adoption isn't something that we ever talked about doing or expected to be done. It was just something that she always kind of hoped for ever since she was a part of our lives. So I was thinking of this for a really long time, thinking of how I wanted to do it, when I wanted to do it, and what kind of events we could figure it around in. And I ended up doing it on Mother's Day this past year, or this past Mother's Day, and I basically wrote her a letter and I had it framed, and in that letter I was explaining how much we love and appreciate everything she's done for my sister and I, and how I couldn't imagine the last 17 years of my life without her. So she read that and then was very confused at why I wrote her a letter and had it framed. So then I handed her a box that I had actually gotten a blanket in. I bought a blanket off of Swell Forever, which, if you haven't heard of them, they are basically a ever after heirloom website. So they make blankets and stuff that you can have engraved and personalized to you, so that you can keep that forever as an heirloom in your family. And they do this for families of adopted children out of foster care and stuff, to show their support and the beauty in adoption. So I looked on there and I got a blanket that I had personalized. The tag, it's not too big, it's maybe like 2 inches big, and I had it personalized to say, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my mother you'll be." Because there's a book called I'll Love You Forever, and okay, here's Naya showing it. So that's the blanket, and you can see the Swell Forever logo on there. Thank you, Naya.
Heavy.
So you can get it personalized, and I did that quote because that was in the I'll Love You Forever book, and that book was a book given to Lisa when my sister Naya was born. So that quote meant a lot to her, so I figured I would put that on there. And a fun fact about that is she actually didn't realize that that was the quote that I put on there until 2 days later, when she was back looking at the blanket, and then she starts crying all over again. So that was a little bit fun. But so we did that, but in the blanket I had, in some of the creases, the adult adoption paperwork that goes along with it. And at first she thought it was just like that cardboard piece that goes between blankets or t-shirts or whatever when you have them packaged for you. So she just set it to the side. But then after she saw the blanket, I handed her the envelope, and she opened it and saw a bunch of papers in there, and then realized what it was and just started bawling. And it was so funny. Well, not funny, but it was cute, and we were all crying. And that was just a really special moment in our family. And basically, the paperwork that I had in the blanket, I found online. I was really just Googling what type of paperwork you need for an adult adoption, and it's different for every state, and I believe it might be different for every county. So I figured that out along the way of Googling, because you have to live in the county that you're you're doing it in. So then I figured out what county I had to go in order to find that paperwork. And then basically you just go to your state government site, and on there will be different links that you can click on, and some of it is like links to the adult petition, links to a minor adoption petition, and things like that. So it'll bring you all the paperwork that you need. So I got all of that, and I printed it all off and I put it all together. And then I was also calling and emailing someone at the courthouse about what different things I would have to do. And she kind of just emailed me a list of instructions, so I printed those off too and put it in the envelope with the rest of the paperwork. So then after you have all of the paperwork printed off and everything, you have to fill it out and get it notarized. So we filled it out and had it notarized at the courthouse, but you can go to banks and other places if you'd like. But we decided to go to the courthouse because as soon as you have it all notarized and put together, someone in the clerk office will find you a date. And in our county, it was only Friday afternoons. So we had ours was scheduled a week later. So typically it's not like till 2 weeks after or 3. So it kind of just depends on when you get it and how early you get your paperwork in. But ours was scheduled for the next Friday, and basically the day that they schedule you is the day that it'll be official. So you go in, you give them all the paperwork, and then they give you that date, and then that date is the date that you go in and have the adoption official. So then on the day that you were scheduled, you go in, and ours was scheduled for 3 o'clock, so that's when we got there. And basically we got there and they asked who was all there, and it was really just me, my parents, my grandma, and my sisters. So they just had to ask everybody like who they are and what their relationship is. So they do that, and then they just ask for the consent again, which we all gave, and then they explain that they do find it in the best interest of the family to make it official. So the judge granted that petition for us, and that was official June 2nd. So that was a really exciting day, and we ended up having a cookout and a bonfire and had tons of friends come over, and it was just the perfect day. Could not have been better. But being an adult, I'm 20, and anytime over the age of 18, you don't need consent from the birth parent or their signature or anything in order to do this. So that makes it really easy to not have to fight over that or anything. So like I said, the only consent and everything that we needed was mine, my dad's, and Lisa's. So it made it super easy. So basically I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of information on how that all worked and how easy it is and what the process kind of looked like for our family. It was a very happy and emotional couple weeks for us, and it's still really surreal that it's actually happened and it's official. And when it actually happened, we did get to request a new birth certificate and things for me, and I did get that. So now Lisa, her name is on my birth certificate, and I got that in the mail, and that was very exciting to finally have that. But I just wanted to drop in and give you guys a little bit of that information. And again, I really would suggest going down and looking at my first video because we got a lot of great feedback from that. But I wanted to give you guys more information. So if you guys still have questions about it, please leave a comment down below and I will try my hardest to answer that. And if I don't know it, I will try to find the answer for you. So please leave a comment down below and hit the subscribe button and see where our life and this journey is going to take us. And we'll see you next time.